What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born, the real welcoming one to All Elite Wrestling Review, the show from February 5th, 2020. And this will be AEW open up with Moxley versus Ortiz being agreed by Santana.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks. I didn't realize that I had a little issue with the uh with the connection. So I'm back now, and I'm gonna keep an eye on it this time, to see if it doesn't happen again. So let me try this again. Your This will be your AEW Dynamite results from Samsung's AEW review from February 5th, 2020. They're at Huss Valley, Alabama. Your commentator is Little JR Jim Ross, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone. Match opened up with John Moxley versus Ortiz John Moxley versus Ortiz with Santana at ringside, while you have the inner circle, Chris Jericho, Guevara, and Hager were on commentary. Basically Jericho was on commentary, but they were there to make sure that nothing happens with Jericho. But the match between Moxley and Ortiz was pretty good. Moxley gets the win. Then Santana gets in there, and Moxley beats him down, and then pulls out the keys that Jericho gave him. Returns to the 4GT. And then Moxley takes out an eye for an eye to Santana. So there's and then you had the other inner circle standing there watching it all going on. And like, why can't you just run down there and stop them from doing that? They didn't do it, and because of that, Santana got what he deserved by Moxley's hands. By Moxley's eye, or I think that's eye. But even we're into the inner circle. Then we get to SCU, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky versus Best Friends, being accompanied by first Orange Cassidy. Best Friends feature Chuck Taylor and Trent. So this tag team match happens. It ends up being a decent tag team match. SCU wins the match. After the match, also the Dark Order comes out and attacks the SCU and Best Friends. Faces them. He had a decision to join the Dark Order, and instead he decided to put his hands in his pockets, and he got what he deserved by the Dark Order's point of view. And then Christopher Dan comes out to fight them off. Christopher Dan's running there, and they backed off. Christopher Daniels thing, they didn't do it. I guess they still want him to be part of the Dark Order. I guess I don't know, but we'll see how that turns out though. But I'm liking the Dark Order though. Before I was like not liking the Dark Order, but now they're starting into the Burton's again to the Dark Order, And all we need to do now is to wait to see who is behind the Dark Order, which pertains to who is the exotic one is. All right, we got Taz from earlier on that edition of AEW Dynamite, which was about how Cody Rhodes is going to take 10 lashes from MJF. Said, it's going to be hard to watch and all that. It's going to be tough to watch, but it is what it is, and that's basically it. And we'll get to that momentarily. But it's got to be, and on top of that, it's got to be done for pertains to Cody Rhodes if he wants to get that match against MJF at Revolution. Not to mention he's also got to face Wardlow, Wardlow in a steel cage match. So, and all Cody Rhodes has to do is to also keep another stipulation intact, is that he cannot lay his hands on MJF until they get to the pay-per-view, until they get to their match. All right, then we get to Britt Baker, aka Shitt Baker, versus Yuka Sakazaki. So I've seen it before on, I believe, on Double or Nothing, and over pertains to Fighter Fest from last year. And basically was looking bad, and she's terrible, man. What? Just terrible. And I thought in this match, because Shitt Baker is a heel, she's going to get some wins here, right? Because that's the whole point of her on turning heel, because she needs some wins. Well, Sue got wins instead, and I say to myself, "Oh, thank God," because I sure did not want Shitt Baker to win anyways. But it made matters worse, because also after you got one, Shitt Baker gets the bell from outside the ring, the ring bell. Gently hits Yuka with the bell. With the bell. Gently, in a nice way. Like you. Oh my God, that was terrible. Why even do it? She could just attacked her from behind without using any weapons. But instead, they want her to hit Yuka with the from behind, and not only she hits her with the bell, but she did it in a shitty way, because she's shit as a wrestler and shit when it comes to getting any heel heat. That was terrible. And then make matters worse, she does a stomp to Yuka to the ropes, and apparently that caused her tooth to be loosened up and start busting open and everything. And then she went for her, the what's it called again, the lockjaw, and that was it. Shit, my God, terrible. That was one of the low points of the show, and I'll get to another low point of the show once I get to it, because of what was done. Oh yeah, that was not the only low point of the show. The low point of the show was that Chris Jericho and Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, they're watching at the match and everything. Instead of just going down there and stopping Moxley to even because it's just they said no, don't down there and do something. So that was another low point of the show. I should point that out. But besides that, moving on to Kenny Omega, Drunk Man, Adam Page. By the way, they are the AEW World Tag Team Champions, and then team up with the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson, and together they are the Elite, the Elite, and they go up against the Lucha Bros in Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix, teamed up with the Butcher and the Blade, being accompanied by the Bunny. So the match happens. It's a pretty good match. There was some dissensions pertains to Drunk Man Adam Page with the Young Bucks and everything, because Kenny Omega wasn't on the apron, because he was knocked down by trying to remember if it was either one of either the Butcher or the Blade, or it was one of the Lucha Brothers. But either way, Adam Page's partner was knocked down, and when the Young Bucks wanted to get a tag, he refused to give him the tag. because partners with, he's not partners with those two. Even though in this match he is, but he wanted to attack his partner Kenny Omega. So in the process of it, the Butcher, the Blade, and the Lucha Bros wins the match. After the match, Matt and Nick start arguing with Alan Page. Alan Page didn't want to hear any of it, and also Kenny Omega is making peace, is trying to make peace in all this narrative. But Alan Page is like, he doesn't want to hear any of this. He leaves. He goes out and takes a beer from a crowd. Drunk man Alan Page in full effect once again, and we'll get to more of that later too. But wow, that's hilarious, man. All right, before I move on to the next one, let me see something here. Okay, never mind. I thought there was something wrong here, but not wrong. But anyways, all right. So then also we go commercial break. At the commercial break, we go to Tony Schiavone, who's in the ring with Kenny Omega. Basically, he's going to interview Kenny Omega, which is something with Alan Page, and then the whole thing that happened afterwards. But all of a sudden, he gets interrupted by the bastard Pac. He's standing there with this new interviewer named Lexi Nair. Lexi Nair was also known to be on AEW Dark for those, and she's a hottie, by the way, and a pretty one. So she's interviewing. I mean, Pac is with Lexi Nair, where it tends to Pac telling Kenny Omega since she didn't care about friend Sawa, maybe another friend is Riho, the Women's World Champion. So he's got her there, and I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, this is kind of ridiculous because Riho is standing there, and and Pac is basically threatening to beat her up and everything because Kenny Omega refuses to give him the match and everything, right? Because that's what all this whole thing is all about. So Riho is standing there with the belt, and just was free space behind her, where she could just run away. Faster than her, maybe, I don't know. But the point is, she could have just ran away from Pac. No one holding her. So that was another low point of the show because Riho, against her will, and now she decided to just stand there frozen because I guess her legs weren't working. I don't know what was, but that was another low point there because she could easily just run away. So Pac was trying to beat her up, going to beat her up. Teasing going to beat her, and I came get the match. So but it's not going to happen at AEW. It's still that peer review, but whatever. So Pac says afterwards, because I'm just me, I'm gonna and he says something about I'm maybe a bastard, but I'm not a beast. And I say, and then and so he started walking away. I say myself, I know he met someone else that's who's gonna be up on Riho because he's not gonna do it because he's not type of man anyway. But not a Rose, the native, could do it. So she does, and she puts Riho through a table. But one problem, it didn't go through because Riho is so tiny and so is basically like a twig that she couldn't even go through the table. I mean, she did before, not a Rose did to Riho before when she went to a table. I don't understand why this table didn't go through, but I digress. Even with the belt on that she had, but then again she probably dropped the belt when anyways by but anyways, but that was it for that. Hey, basically, we got the match, with Pac and Kim. Just saying. Darby Allin does a video vignette of a flashback of what happened to him, where it pertains to the inner circle, what they did to him at the match, which was happened a few weeks ago, where he got beat up by his own skateboard because of Sammy Guevara, and Chris Jericho helped out too and everything. And basically, he had a Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara hugging, which I thought it was weird the way it is and everything. And then he had a blowtorch, and then he starts blowtorching the standee of Jericho and Sammy Guevara hugging. So basically, what this means is that Darby Allin is going to seek revenge on Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. I'm still waiting for that revenge that he needs to go after Jake Hager for costing him the AEW World Title belt. The World Title match back in 2019. Yeah, I forgot about that one, but apparently AEW did. But maybe they will follow up on that. Who knows? Maybe they will. But at the same time, we haven't seen Jake Hager wrestle yet. But at the same time, we also haven't seen Wardlow wrestle yet either. So, Kip Sabian, accompanied by Penelope Ford, versus Joey Janela. Match happens. It was decent, and obviously with Penelope Ford always getting involved, just led to Kip Sabian winning the match against Joey Janela. So the match I thought was going to save for Revolution, they wasted on the show here, and that's basically the end of that one. But then again, this could be a feud that never ends. Just saying. Alex Marvez, meant to say, excuse me. Alex Marvez is trying to interview the Inner Circle. Jericho tells him to go away, and Jericho gets the microphone and says to Moxley, saying, "What kind of man stabs another man in the eye?" And I say to myself, "You." but yeah, that's one thing I love about Chris Jericho. He's always got to say something like that. When he's playing a heel, like he's done nothing wrong, like he's a saint. So then Santana starts cutting a promo to Moxley that you took my eye out. The whole an eye for an eye. Well, let's have an eye for an eye match then. So we're gonna have an eye for an eye match between Moxley and Santana, which will be on the next AEW Dynamite show, which is going to be on this week AEW Dynamite. Wait, I cannot wait to see how that turns out. I think that's going to be the main event, but it could be the main event for the first hour of AEW Dynamite. But we'll see. But I'm excited for the match though. Just see Santana versus Moxley in this an eye for an eye match. I'm sold. Are we gonna let there? And he takes the cup of beer away from him with Jackson. Alan Page standing there by himself with the camera looking at him, and then he pulls out a picture. He pulls out a pitcher of beer and drinks it. And wait a minute, where did that come from? The last I saw, he had a belt in his hand and a cup of beer in his hand, and we saw that was taken away from him by Matt Jackson, and he had a pitcher of beer with him. Like, where did that come from? that came out of nowhere. Like, unless he imagined it or we imagined it, I don't know. It was well. Oh my god! I want to say I was a low point of the show. I thought it was so bad that it was hilarious. It was hilarious at the same time. Wow. But hey, whatever. They announced some matches that's gonna happen. There's gonna be a battle royal, a tag team battle royal to determine who's going to a tag team title shot at AEW Revolution, and that tells you why that Pac and Kenny Omega is not gonna happen at AEW Revolution because because Kenny Omega and Drugman Adam Page is going to defend their AEW World Tag Team titles against whoever wins this battle royal. So, but and I found out, folks, on the Go Home show. Excuse me. Yeah, on the Go Home Show edition, I'm assuming it's gonna be Pac versus Kenny Omega in the 30 I mean 30-minute Iron Man match. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, and then we get to basically that I was just talking about some announcements that was made. Then we get to Dustin Rhodes commenting about what MJF's going to do to Cody Rhodes and everything, and that's basically it. Then we get to MJF with Wardlow, and then we get Cody Rhodes coming out, and then the 10 lashes begins. So Cody Rhodes takes the straw and everything, and just goes for his first whoop to the back of Cody Rhodes. Well, by the way, he used Cody Rhodes' belt instead. He had his own belt, but he said I want to use your belt. So basically, he starts whipping him with the belt, one lash, and also we get the Butcher, the Blade, Kip Sabian, the Bunny, Shitt Baker, Sammy Guevara, and I've got a few other heels that are out there to see Cody Rhodes suffer through all this, and then the lashes continue on. I mean the lashes meant to say continues on until Arn Anderson, his coach, came out there and encouraged him, keep going, because Cody Rhodes was saying that he didn't want to take any more of these lashes, but he did, and then a couple more lashes came about. Also, Dustin Rhodes came out. He's like, let me take the rest of the lashes, man. And then MJF's like, no, he's got to take the lashes. And then Dustin Rhodes like, come on, bro, you gotta do this. Keep taking these lashes. And then Cody Rhodes continues to take these lashes. The Young Bucks comes out, and Young Bucks are also ruling off for Cody Rhodes, along with Arn Anderson and Dustin Rhodes, and also the fans too are also rooting on Cody Rhodes to take these lashes. And then we get to Cody Rhodes doing the a middle finger to MJF, and then Wardlow stops MJF. He said, "Give you a lash, a lash from Wardlow to Cody Rhodes," and then MJF basically we're done with 9 lashes. Now we get one more lash to go, and Cody Rhodes at this point he couldn't take it anymore. And MJF's like, if you're not gonna stand up and take this last lash, then there's no match. And then all of a sudden, a miracle happened. Brandy Rose came out. She came out there and hold Cody Rhodes' hand and said, "All you need is one more, babe, one more." So from this point of view, from my point of view, this is validation after seeing from AEW AEW Dark, I meant to say, what happened with Mel and Luther jumping out from Kong, where that was basically a tail end of the Nightmare Collective being over. To dash, to the chest, and that was it. Cody Rhodes gets his match. Except he goes to a match against Wardlow in a steel cage. So I'm assuming it's part of this week's AEW Dynamite or it's part of next week. We'll find out though. I can't remember. Cody Rhodes. But then again, we're Rhodes not wrestling. We still got to endure Shitt Baker's wrestling. But anyways, so you got Cody is getting helped up by Brandy, Dustin, Arn, the Young Bucks, and then MJF, like a coward heel that he is, low blows Cody Rhodes by kicking him in the balls, shakes away to him from Full Gear. He immediately gets out of the ring along with Wardlow, and they immediately just go to the crowd, bulking out there because they knew what was going to happen. They was going to get their ass kicked, obviously, but not by Cody Rhodes though. and the locker room too. They didn't show all of them, but they were showing a few of them. That try to go after MJF and Warlow for what they did. So they get to the higher ups from the higher section of it, from in the crowd, and one fan goes right to MJF, and I thought it was a real fan, but it turns out that fan was a wrestler playing the fan, and that wrestler was Frankie Kazarian. How do I know about this? Because I had sources that that I listen to represents to listen to podcasts. Basically, I got a source that it was actually Frankie Kazarian. It sure as hell fooled me because I had no idea that was him. Because obviously wearing a baseball cap and everything, so it was hard to tell who it was. So I thought that was like a legit fan who went to MJF. But yeah, basically, because we're just fans like him, it's still weird to me. Damn it, But it wasn't that case though. So, and that was it. That was the end of the show. Talking about wrestling for AEW Dynamite, 5 matches. My overall strength for the show, from the February 5th edition of 2020. I'm gonna go with an 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was a good show. Good show. And we have to wait and see what happens on the next show of AEW Dynamite. So that being said, folks, thank you all for watching for It's Natural Born Thriller. Saying peace on the streets. For this was your AEW Dynamite results. Sorry about that, folks. As I was saying, so this was your AEW Dynamite results pertains to All Elite Wrestling Review, the show from February 5th, 2020. Until next time, folks, for All Elite Wrestling Review, from your truly Natural Born Thriller, you all stay in peace, stay safe, stay well. I'm out, and you all take care.